Rob, from where you sit, what was the difference in the series this year?
Special teams, I think. Obviously, penalty kill wasn't at the level needed to be against their elite power play, obviously, throughout the season. I thought our power play was good, really effective there. So I thought that swayed it. And probably game 4 with a 3-0 lead after a period, you gotta find a way to close that out. That's the stage this team's at now, is finding ways to get through that, to help lead you through it.
Rob, are you in a championship window?
Yeah.
And where are you in
Well, yeah, I can tell the feeling amongst the players last night, and I wasn't around them as much this morning. It's different than last year in the fact that, yeah, they're in the playoffs and they got back to that level, but now the disappointment is now you got to find ways to win those series, and that's the you got to keep pushing forward. But that's the feeling I got from the players and the coaching staff last night and this morning.
You obviously made some key personnel moves over the last couple of summers, even at the deadline whatsoever. What do you feel as you can go forward into the summer, how you can augment the group in helping get to where you want to go?
Well, it's more shaping probably this summer. Growth of some more players getting into that mix that are pushing the leadership group. I'm not sure it's as easy just to go out and add like it has in the past summers because of the salary cap situation for the year, based off of where the cap ends up and different things. A lot of teams in that situation, but a competitive group. But we need to find a way to be better.
Rob, what do you do with Quentin Byfield? Is he a left winger? Is he a center? Are you just putting his production as soon as you
No. I think he took steps this year to become a prominent player on our team, where he wasn't last year in the playoffs, and so that's a step forward. I liked him at wing there. Ultimately, we still probably feel that he will be a centerman because he can do both. But his effectiveness with his length, turning pucks over, I thought when he joined that line with Kopitar and Kempe, it gave us some balance throughout the lineup. So that's a transition piece that whether it works or not. What we were excited is that he got into the lineup and became an effective player for us.
But he does need to be a more productive
Yeah.
scorer.
Oh yeah. He's 20.
Rob, you talked about shaping the roster, but is signing Gavrikov going to be the most difficult thing you have to do this summer?
Cap-wise, most likely. Listen, I'd love to be able to bring that exact team that we had yesterday, full health, and run right through a whole season. I know it's not possible because of the cap situation and ultimately the amount of UFAs and signings and that. But he was we all understood the lefty righty and the balance. But when you can put 4 real strong defenders, in your group of 6, to be able to combat some of the star players in this league.
Rob, you identified the PK as an area of need pretty early in the season. Obviously made moves toward that. Still an area of need now with money getting tighter and having a commitment to more players. Is that an area we're going to look to improve, or do you think you have the personnel? It's more of a systems type issue.
I think it's a combination of both. I thought, early in the year, I think it was a trip there. Toronto, Ottawa, I forget. We ended in Boston. Our PK hadn't been doing a lot. They made some changes, subtle changes that improved it throughout the season, but it wasn't at that level in the playoffs. So, but again, that is an area of concern that we need to improve.
Rob, maybe Gavrikov fits into it, maybe he won't. We'll see how it develops. But as far as the back end, do you need more size on the back end? Do you need to be more stiffer?
I don't know. I thought overall defense and the way they defended, it was good. And if you look at the regular season and the defending numbers and analytics on defense, they're a top team structure-wise and everything. So yeah, those guys play hard on the back end.
Rob, does Todd return as coach next season?
Yeah.
When we look to re-sign Yolis Corpusala?
We got to look at all these different options. We have, 3 UFAs, I think, Larry Corpusala, Gavrikov. Today I can't answer that right now. Salary cap will play a big part in what we do there.
Just to follow up, if that's okay, just in terms of obviously goaltending is a priority, you have to fill a spot there. But where do you rank goaltending
same as all positions.
Coming back to the trade with Columbus, how much was Quick's inclusion a logistical thing to help you guys get more flexible if there were more moves? And how much of it was maybe getting him to a situation where he could play down the stretch potentially?
Well, I think for us, it was trying to improve a couple different needs that we identified throughout the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, just including Quick specifically in the trade. You know, just his role in the deal. Was it more trying to find a place where he might be able to land and play? Or was there a
No, it was
specific
it was
upshot there?
trying to improve two areas of need that we identified, and there's only certain ways you can do that throughout a season.
Ron, you talked about trying to shape the roster this summer. There's a lot of guys on here, not Pandora, Fagemo, Turcotte,
Yep.
Spence. I mean,
Yep.
is there a plan to graduate those guys on the roster next season?
Eventually, yeah. I mean, that's the hope every year that, you know, a few young guys come in and command spots. Like I said, Byfield Kapari probably come in and this year and commanded full-time spots throughout the playoffs that played important roles for us.
Jumping off of what Austin said, he mentioned Spence. Where will he, also, where will Brant Clark
Well,
fit
Clark's.
into the mix, the blue line mix?
Yeah, I mean,
next year?
that has to play itself out. Clark will be the one player that, you know, will be for the whole season. That's the difference. I mean, Spence was here this year, got some time with us. Toby Bjornfoot, same type of thing. Clark would be the new defenseman coming in full-time. Like, there's not the 9-game or 10-game issue or anything next year. He steps in and becomes a pro full-time.
Following up Pauline's question, Todd's will be in his 5th year next year.
Yep.
That's the term of his contract. Is
Yep.
there any interest in talking to an extension?
Yeah, well, I'll sit with Todd and understand his desires and where we want to go. Very confident in that staff right now. I think they did a tremendous job. Real good structure system in place, and they get the players to play hard.
I just want to clarify the Clark comment.
Yep.
First year
Clark.
pro or full year pro, but does that mean he'll be in LA the whole year, or he could spend time?
Well, he's eligible for both,
Right.
right? But I think the way he played those 9 games, it was a difficult decision at that time. He went down and did everything possible asked from him in the OHL and throughout the playoffs. So I expect him to compete for a spot and help this team.
Sticking with the young players, when you talk about them coming in and commanding spots on the roster, if they do that, does that mean you have to trade maybe some more established veteran players over the summer or beginning of the season?
Potentially, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can only carry 23 players, so however that works out.
Health-wise, is there anyone you know will
Um,
need off-season procedures?
No, I think you guys probably talked to the 2 guys that missed time. Well, I guess there's 3 players during the playoffs. Gabe Velarde came back. Obviously, that was related to that hitting the boards or at the end of the year. Kevin Fiala with the lower body with a knee injury from the hit in Colorado was able to come back in that series. And Blake Lizotte had a back, I guess it was spasms or back issue, but it obviously came back yesterday. So yesterday was a full health bid on the team.
Can you say what Gabe's issue was?
Well, it was upper body when he hit the boards.
No, but you don't want to get any more
Yeah,
specific.
I don't. Did he answer it at all?
Yeah.
Didn't know.
You
Okay.
chose not.
Upper body.
Specifically Collins.
Oh, okay. So I'm not gonna be the one to tell you.
Looking at, I mean, Alexei Kopitar had a
Yeah.
really strong season.
It's terrific.
Drew Doughty had
Yep.
a lot of good things in his game. Those guys are getting up in age.
Yeah.
How much do these guys have left? I mean,
They
they
keep-
have another
they-
long run in them.
They keep showing it. Yeah. And you know, I just looked through the top of that lineup. I mean, Adrian Kempe was a force all year again, and I thought Kopi led the way he's always led with us. Drew had, you know, a year ago with Drew was health. That's the first time he's really missed games at all with us. I thought he came back and established himself real solid in that lineup to help us. So those guys are big contributors on this team.
Rob, is there an interest in signing Gabe to a longer term, the other, let's say, a 1 or 2?
Yeah, you know, the CBA kind of, you know, different types of options with Gabe because of his age and that. We need Gabe to be able to play full seasons. I think you're starting to see a little bit of his potential, which is real good. He was committed this year, not on the offensive side, but on both sides. But I do think the power play really changed. You know, Kevin Fiala and Gabe in that aspect, and then the 2 power plays competing early in this season. But Gabe was a big part of that.
Ron,
Right
moving
there.
forward, what's the plan for Cal Peterson?
We got to get Cal to be an NHL goalie. That's why we signed him to it. It was a tough start to the season and situation, and he was real good about going down and playing games. But that's a big summer for him to come back and compete.
Sorry, just to clarify, you expect him to start the year with the LA Kings next year?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Rob, might there be a need to clear out some salary or clear out some space in order to do the moves
Yeah.
that you want to do?
Well, I do think, yeah, at the end of the day, when the cap numbers come in, like I said, we'd love to bring that whole team completely back, but I'm not sure that's going to be able to be accomplished with the cap situation.
Following up Lee's question, Kobe said he wants to retire King.
Yep.
One franchise player.
Yep.
Is there an interest in signing him
Yep.
to a smaller extension? once
Yeah,
he's
if that's what he wants, yes, for sure. He's a tremendous leader for this organization, but he's playing at such a high level. Like, I mean, did he lead our team again in points? It was 17 years. So yeah, he's been terrific.
The fact that it's been Edmonton that's eliminated you the last
Yeah.
2 years, and they're clearly not gonna go anywhere.
No.
Do you make moves with the intention or focus on Edmonton, or do you just,
No, we
if the
could-
team gets better and that hopefully they'll be able to beat
Yeah,
Edmonton
no,
as a result?
listen, you're right, but they're probably not going anywhere with some of those players they have right now. But I don't think you make moves to beat just them. You make moves to get better.
Rob, how much pressure is on you this summer? You know, go back
Yeah.
2 years ago, solid move with Deneau, then solid move
Yeah.
last summer with Fiala.
Yeah.
Is this summer easier or harder for you?
Well, it's not as easy to just go and add a real important player with salary. That part we know. The good thing is the team's pretty good, and there's not a lot of holes that need to be addressed. We do need some growth in some young players, but we do have to get better. Now it's not, you're not just happy to get in or have a good regular season. Now you got to try to win.
Of course, last year you guys doled out a lot of money between Kempe and
Yep.
Fiala, and they've
Yep.
certainly validated that. Can you
Yep.
talk about Kempe asserting himself more this season,
Yeah.
what Fiala added to your mix? Was it all you expected? Was it more?
No, I think it was what we you know, Kevin has a game break ability in his game. You know, I thought the power play too. You know, wherever we get used in the lineup or how Todd uses the lineup can give you some matchup options there. But I thought Kempe built off of last year and commanded a presence on the ice that continued throughout the playoffs, both physically and in wanting to be a guy to score. He's a major part of that leadership group now.
What role would you like to see Turcotte craft and create through camp for next year?
Health. That'd be great.
Rob, you talked about not signing maybe you don't sign Gavrikov, but then you're back to square one with respect to
Yeah.
the left side underneath.
Yeah.
So
No.
do you think there's enough internal solutions, or you're gonna have to go out to the market and try to find something on the left side?
Well, our market gets difficult just because there's a lot of unknowns and competing. You can target a player and think, okay, I'm going to get, but there's probably 4 or 5 other teams doing the same thing. So the good thing is we got to see Gavrikov here, and we saw and understood what kind of fit it was. And like I said, when you can throw out defenders like that against top players, it certainly helps your team.
So it's about the staff, but it's also about personnel, but can you talk about the impact of Jim Pillar?
Yeah, well, when I talk about that power play, yeah, sorry, I should have probably mentioned that, right? You know, Gabe and Kevin, the 2 units competing against each other. I thought RV did a real good job there at net front on different units, but Jimmy does a lot of behind scenes with that power play. And, you know, a different look from an outside organization, but was able to put some of these players in positions to change the look. Power plays have changed a lot over the years. You see a lot of stuff through the box now and through the crease and that, and but I thought our power play was effective in the and there's a combination of a lot of those factors. Yes.
Just to clarify,
Last one.
was it, you just want Turcotte to stay healthy? That's just the whole
I-
year?
I'll start with that.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah.
Thanks.